Okay, so we're going to mix up the mobilization and the warm-up set. So start lying on your back, arms outstretched, and roll your knees from side to side. So arms outstretched at shoulder height, palms down, rolling your knees all the way over from side to side, trying to get your knees to the ground. And as you roll from side to side, try and push your opposite shoulder down. And you might feel a bit of a stretch into your chest as well. So, hopefully you haven't got as much crunching going on in your lower back as I have. Okay, well done. Keep going. 20 more seconds. So unfortunately, my Wi-Fi is not being brilliant. So if I get a bit glitchy, hopefully you'll still be able to hear me speaking. I'll just keep talking to you, but let me know if I freeze. Okay, bring your head up in your hands. One leg straight, one leg bent. Kick up your straight leg. Lots of feet appearing on camera. That's hilarious. So if your legs are a little bit stiff, don't worry about kicking your leg up too high. Just try and increase the range of movement as you go. One more, and then change sides. Good. Good, keep going. And just do one more and then rest. So feet on the floor, arms down by your side, bridge. Push your hips up high and roll your back down to the ground. Lovely, well done. So really trying to roll and unzip your spine as you roll your back down to the floor. And when your bum hits the floor, push up again. Think about keeping your core engaged at the top of the movement as well. Well done. Do two more. And then roll onto your side. Clamshell. So onto your side, head in the hand, other hand on the floor to support you, and curl your knees up. Top leg open. Well done. We're going to do about 30 seconds on each side. Try not to let your top hip roll back too much. Lovely, do one more. And then roll over. Off you go. So again, just try to be aware of what your top hip is doing. Try not to roll back too much. Good. One more. Then staying on your side, modified side plank. So elbow underneath your shoulder, lower leg bent underneath you, and push up. You don't have to try and force your hips up too hard. We're also in the warm up, but just bring your hips up and you're going to reach above your head like that. So bring your arm down, really stretch and reach as much as you can. So try and feel a bit of a stretch as you're doing this. Perfect. Well done. It's the same movement as if you were doing a standing shoulder press above your head. So your elbow goes from bent to stretching over your head. Do one more, and then change sides. Off you go. Good, lovely. It's time to turn the heater off. Keep going. One more. And then roll onto all fours. So your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Put your fingertips on your temples. And you bend, tuck under, and then stretch around as much as you can. You can let your arm bend a little bit as you try and tuck underneath. And then watch your elbow, try and stretch around as much as possible. I'm going to get a layer off without dislodging my headset. Oh no. Got to put this back in really carefully, because if I press the side of it, I'll turn the meeting off. That would be disastrous. Right, there we go. Change sides. Tuck underneath. Stretch around nice and high. You might find that one side's a little bit harder than the other. 2 more. And then staying on all fours, alternate arm and leg extensions. So make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders, knees are under your hips. Bring your tummy up towards your spine before you move, and then extend alternate arm and leg. Imagine you've got ropes attached to your hands and your feet. So when you extend your arm and leg, you're really being pulled and extending your arm and leg as much as you can. Keep the movement slow and try and control movement through your hips as much as possible. Keep going. Ten more seconds. Last one. And then tuck your toes under, push your bum up high in the air. Try and get your heels down towards the ground, and then dip your knees towards the floor. So as you're doing this, if your hamstrings and calves are a bit tight, you can't get your heels down, just work on pushing them a bit further towards the ground with each knee dip. Keep going. And then slowly walk yourself up to stand. Well done. So 2 options now. You can either do a narrow leg squat, or you can do a sit to stand. So you're going to stand with your feet about hip width apart and squat in that position. So you won't get as low as you can normally in a squat. It's kind of halfway between a squat and a deadlift. And if this hurts your knees, you can use your chair to do a sit to stand instead. Well done, keep going. Good. So think about pushing your bum back, standing up nice and tall. Perfect. 2 more. And then we'll just finish this warm up with some leg swings. So find something to hang on to. I do actually have something to hang on to now. Leg swings forward and back. Keep your hip as loose as you can, but try not to let your torso move. We'll do about 10 on each leg in each direction. So forward and back, and then side to side. Well done. Keep going. And then side to side swings. Whoops. Try not to kick things, you do it. It's fun to see what you're hanging on to. Mantle pieces, work surfaces. We've got a few dedicated people outside. Well done, I'm very impressed. Change sides. Wow. Good, and then done. Right, our next set, we're going to do a workout called an on the minute, every minute workout. So you do an exercise with a certain number of reps in a minute, and on the next minute, you do another exercise. So we're going to go through this 3 times. It's quite a long, steady activation workout. So this is where you need a pen and paper handy, because you're going to write down the reps that you're going to do, but you don't need to write down the exercise, just write down a number. So grab a pen and paper. The first exercise that you're going to do is a bent over row, either using your band or your weight. And if this is uncomfortable for your back, you can do a seated row instead. So I'm going to give you a range of reps for each exercise. So depending on your fitness or your strength, you can choose how many you do. So the first one, bent over row, it's between 15 and 18 reps for this one. The next exercise we're going to do is a kickstand deadlift. So that's one foot in front of the other. Move back so you can see me properly. Deadlifting down like that. So kickstand deadlift. And again, that's between 15 and 18. So we're doing 1 minute for the left leg, 1 minute for the right leg. The next one you're going to do is a straight arm plank with a shoulder tap. That's a quick tapping movement. And you're going to do between 30 and 40. It sounds a lot, but you move quickly, so you'll get through them. So the next one you're going to do is a chest press, a lying chest press. So with either 2 dumbbells, 2 weights, or just 1 weight, lying on your back, legs up in the air, and doing a chest press. So depending on how heavy your weight is, you're going to do between 12 and 15. The next exercise is a squat. No weight for this, but you're going to hold your elbows high. So your hands are folded across your shoulders, elbows higher than your shoulders, and you have to keep them high. So it forces you upright a bit more. They're more challenging. That's between 12 and 15. If your knees aren't going to like that, then you can do deadlifts instead. And the last one is a reverse crunch. So that's kicking your legs up. And again, that's between 12 and 15. I'll remind you of the exercises as we go through. If you haven't written them down in time, don't worry. I will remind you as we go. It's the range of reps that's the important thing to think about. So as you go through the first round of this, I want you to write down how many you actually end up doing, and then stick with that for 3 sets that we're doing, okay? So we'll start with the bent over rows. And if you don't want to do bent over rows, you can do a seated row instead, where you sit down and have the band over your feet. So it's between 15 and 18 for this. And again, you've got options on how hard you make it for yourself. If you're using a band, you can stand on both sides of the band, or you can stand on one side of it, depending on how hard you want to make it. And again, obviously, you can use a weight as well if you're not using a band. Has everyone got a weight they can use? Lou, have you got something? Brilliant, cool. Okay, let's get going. 3, 2, 1, off you go. So I'm going to stick with the band just because I find it actually easier with the handles. Like that. So there is rep counting this morning. I do apologise. I went through this last night. It's not too horrible. So when you've done the number of reps, whether it's between 15 and 18, could be 16, just stop and rest. Okay, get ready, 10 seconds. The next one is the kickstand deadlift. You do need a weight for this. If you don't have one, just do without. It's difficult with bands. Off you go. So again, it's between 15 and 18. And you're just doing one leg. So hopefully you should feel this more on the front leg. And it should be going into your bum down into your hamstring. Lovely, well done. And so if you want more rest, do fewer reps. This first set, it's all about conditioning. So slow, steady movement. Think about quality, not speed. I'm carrying on my race t-shirt theme for this morning, trying to motivate myself. All right, other leg, off you go. Good. Obviously making sure that you do the same number on each leg for this. Fab. Well done. Just rest and you're done. So next one, straight arm plank. If doing a straight arm plank on the floor is going to be too challenging, you can use the raised surface for this. Off you go. So it's between 30 and 40. That's quite a quick movement. Well done, good. So when you're doing this straight arm plank with a shoulder tap, you might find that your hips are moving from side to side quite a lot. I don't mind a bit of hip movement because you're moving quickly, you will rock a bit from side to side. But if you find that your hips are really rocking from side to side, have your feet a bit wider apart next time you do it. Okay, chest press. Has everyone got a weight for this one? So onto your back, lying chest press. Off we go. I'm going to show you my kettlebell this time. Well done. So make sure you've got your feet up off the ground. This is a core exercise as well as upper body. Pushing your back into the floor. If you find that your back's arching a little bit, just bring your knees in towards your chest. We did these on Tuesday as well. I'm repeating some exercises today. I don't want to tax your brain too much. It's still New Year as far as I'm concerned. And we've had a hard week. So when you've done your reps, you stand up. And the next one is the squats. Hands on your shoulders, elbows higher than your shoulders. 12 to 15, off you go. So work when you're doing this on keeping your elbows up. Don't let them drop. That will help keep your chest high. Make sure your heels stay dug down to the floor. This is a squat, adding in a bit of core stability work. If you're not happy with the squat, it's fine to do deadlifts instead. hard work. When you finish the squats, you can lie on your back if you've got reverse punches next. Five seconds. Off you go. So I don't mind if you use your legs a little bit to get your hips up off the floor. You can swing them a little bit. Well done. Good. So we're going straight round onto the next set of these. I'm not going to give you a rest in between sets. We're doing 3 sets of these. So we've got bent over rows or seated rows again next. I will show you the seated rows. If you feel that your lower back is working a little bit doing the bent over row, do these instead. All right, got 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, off you go. So you should know how many of these you're doing on each set now. Well done. So however you're doing these, bent over or seated, make sure that you keep your core engaged, you keep your arms tight to your side. Well done. Good. 15 seconds. Next one is the kickstand deadlift. Okay, get ready. 3, 2, 1, off you go. So when you're deadlifting down towards the floor, make sure that the lowest point you get to, your shoulders are not lower than your hips. And really work on pushing your bum back. This is a posterior exercise, so it should feel it most in your glutes and your hamstrings. Looking good, well done. Rest and you're done. My kettlebell's freezing. I need to put it in front of the heater. All right, 10 seconds, then we're on to the other leg. All right, get ready. 2, 1, off you go. Form looks good with these though. Just watch that your shoulders don't round. So keep your shoulders kind of pulled back a little bit and active all the time. Good. Good, looking good. Rest and you're done. You've got a lying chest, no, you've got straight arm plank, sorry, after this. So if you did use a raised surface last time, try and do this on the floor. 10 seconds. Straight arm plank shoulder taps, keeping your hips low to the floor, don't let your bum stick in the air. All right, get ready. 3, 2, 1, off you go. And remember, if you're finding that your hips are really moving from side to side, just take your feet a bit wider apart for stability. That's what you... Well done, that's really good. Lovely. Keep your shoulders over your hands, don't let your arms drift back. That's good. And rest and you're done. A bit more rest off this one. 20 seconds. You've got lying chest press next. Be careful with this, don't drop any weight in your face. Got lovely faces, don't spoil them. All right, 5 seconds, lying chest press. So feet up off the ground, make sure your back's flat to the floor. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Good. Good use of weights, got some water bottles in action again, love it. And a child. Well done, Charlotte. I just noticed that. A small human's being used to weight. Quite dangerous, really. I wouldn't sit them face down. Okay, 20 seconds, then on to the squats again. So arms on your shoulders, hands on your shoulders rather, elbows nice and high. 5 seconds. Make sure you keep your bum tucked under as much as possible as well. 2, 1, off you go. If your chest and upper back are a bit tight, then you'll find this more challenging. But really fight to keep your elbows up, your chest up. Looking good. And then when you're done, you can just lie on your back and get ready for reverse crunches. Those are hard. That's the exercise that's pushing your heart rate up, definitely. 10 seconds, reverse crunches. So on this second set of these, really work on trying to get your hips up off the floor a little bit more. So bigger movement than the first set. 3, 2, 1, off you go. It helps if you push your arms into the floor as well as you lift your hips up. Whew. It's hard to talk and teach those. So when you're done, if you're doing the seated row, you can stay sitting down. If you're doing bent over row, stand up. We've got 15 seconds. Moving on to the final set. Okay, 5 seconds. Bent over rows or seated rows. 3, 2, 1, off you go. So on this final set, you should be starting to feel a little bit of fatigue, but you should know that you can carry on. Comfortable fatigue. Make sure you keep your core engaged, whichever way you're doing this. Good. Rest when you're done. Kickstand deadlift. Left leg first. 10 seconds. Get ready. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Good. 4 minutes, nice. Well done. Make sure you keep these movements slow and steady. Doing them slowly will make you balance a bit more as well. Well done. Rest when you're done. It's the other leg. Good. All right, other side. Get ready. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Well done. Feeling this in my bum now. Okay, rest and you're done. Next one. After this is the straight arm plank. So when you're done, down onto the floor. 10 seconds. All right, get ready. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Straight arm plank, shoulder taps. Hopefully over the course of these sets, you found that you can keep yourself a bit more stable as your core has activated. Looking good, well done. Watch your shoulder position, make sure your shoulders stay over your hands. That will help stop your back from arching. That's good, well done. Good. And when you're done, it's chest press next, so you can roll onto your back when you're finished. Okay, 5 seconds. Lying chest press. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Different child this time, Charlotte. It's the dog next. So keep thinking about your lower back. Keep it pushed down into the floor. Make sure it's your tummy working. Well done. And then when you're done, it's the squat, so you can stand up after this one. All right, 15 seconds, then it's the squats again. So if you are starting to get a bit tired, if your core is starting to fatigue a little bit, you'll have to fight harder to keep your elbows up. So really try. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Good, well done. Keep your chest up. Good. Imagine you're balancing a broomstick across your shoulders. Don't let it wobble. Good, keep going. That's good. Nice high chest. Good pace, well done. Good, and then when you're done, onto the floor, last set of reverse crunches. So again, really work, get your hips as high as you can with this. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Last set. Good, well done. You see lots of feet being flung up in the air. And then when you're done, just stand up and get a drink. I've forgotten mine. Okay. So when you're done, have a drink. I'm just going to tell you what our final session. So to finish off with, we're doing one final workout. It's quite a long one, but don't worry. 5 exercises. So I'm going for just a little bit of cardiovascular stuff for the last set. And that's probably what we all need at the moment. So you've got options for the first exercise. You can either do a kettlebell swing or a ground to overhead, depending on what weight you've got. And if you're happy doing kettlebell swing. So it's kettlebell swings or ground to overhead, the first exercise. And don't worry, I'm going to write these down. I will keep reminding you. Second exercise is a jumping split squat. So you're going to start with your legs like that, and you're just going to jump like that. If you want to make it harder, bigger stride. So a bit of balance and a bit of jumping for that one. If you're postnatal or a bit worried about back, then you can do a split squat or a step back instead of a jump. Then a kneeling band or weighted press. So depending on what kit you've got, if it's a band, kneel on the band, bring your elbows up, and it's a quick press above your head. You can use a weight, but however you're doing it, I want you to kneel down, making sure that your back doesn't arch, so keeping your bum tucked under, core engaged, and doing a quick press. Next one is either a goblet squat or a deadlift, depending on your knees. And then the last one is a push-off press-up. That's why I want you to have a raised surface handy. So ideally, you've got a chair you can kneel in front of. So push-off press-up, pushing up, and engaging your core as you come back off what you're pushing off. Has everyone got something they can use for that? The alternative to that would be to use a work surface. You can do it standing. Okay. So we're going to do 2 rounds of this. No more counting, I'm timing everything now. We'll do 2 rounds of this all together, and then we're going to do 2 shorter rounds of it in 2 teams. So the first one, you're working on 40 seconds work, 20 seconds rest for everything. So start off, kettlebell swings or ground to overhead. I'm going to have to do kettlebell swings because I'll bash my ceiling if I try and do a ground to overhead. All right, everyone happy? So there's no counting reps, this is all for time now. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Perfect. So if you are doing kettlebell swings, watch your form. Make sure you're bending over. Keep looking at the kettlebell. Get those hips working. As I always forget about those. I can't do them because my earpiece flies out. 10 seconds. Good. So if you're not doing those, go for a ground to overhead. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Fab. Good. Next one, jumping split squats. So the wider your stance on this, the harder it's going to be. This is a real leg burner, by the way. I apologize in advance. 3, 2, 1, off you go. So use your arms. Keep going. Looking good. Keep going. Matt is not helping. 5 seconds. And rest. Next one, kneeling band or weighted press. So if you're using a band, you want to kneel on one side of the band, bring it to your shoulders, press above your head. I'm going to show you the weight for the first one. Okay, 3, 2, 1, off you go. Well done. Really watch your core doing this. Don't let your back arch. Keep your bum tucked under, core engaged. You don't want to press above your head with your back arched. 10 seconds. If you're lifting a heavy weight and 40 seconds is too much, then you can rest early. 3, 2, 1, good. Next one, either goblet squats or deadlifts. So if you're not happy doing squats, go for a deadlift. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Who's doing deadlifts? Good. So if you're doing a deadlift, make sure that your shoulders finish no lower than your hips. Well done. Looking good, keep going. 10 seconds. Okay. 2, 1, and then push off, press ups. So kneeling in front of whatever you're using. So the trick with this is it's a quick push off your chair, and then slow at the top, let your core work, and then drop into it again. 3, 2, 1, off you go. So I'm finishing with my hands about shoulder width apart when I'm doing this. If you're using a kitchen work surface, just be careful when you push off because someone hates us. What's everyone using? Is that a piano stool, Pete? That's very good. That's a good height. I might have to remember that with PT with Nick. I'll have to use that next week. Well done, keep going. 10 seconds. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, and rest. I'm changing my mind a little bit. I was going to give you 2 sets of these on your own, but just looking at the time, we won't have time for that set. So I'm going to split you into 2 groups now. So I'm not going to go to birthdays this week. I've had to think of new and imaginative ways to split you into 2 groups. So everybody whose house is an odd number, raise your hand. That's me. You're group 1. Everyone whose house is an even number, you're group 2. If you're really posh and your house has got a name, then you're group 2 as well. So odd number houses, you're group 1. Even number houses, you're group 2. So we're just going to do a work-rest ratio. Group 1 starts. You'll do 30 seconds of the exercise, then group 2 will go, and so on. And we'll do 2 sets like that. Clear? So you're working 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. So it's a shorter work period, but you get a bit longer rest, so you can work harder. All right, group 1, get ready. Kettlebell swings or ground to overhead. 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, off you go. There we go, perfect. I'm just going to watch your form. Nice. Remember, if you're doing a kettlebell swing, bend all the way over, back flat to the floor, really get your hips working to get the weight up. Good. Looking good, well done. 10 seconds, group 2, get ready. 3, 2, 1, group 2, go. And it's ground to overhead if you want to. You don't have to do a kettlebell swing, you can do a ground to overhead. Well done. Oh. Lovely. 10 seconds. So group 1, get ready for your jumping split squats. 3, 2, 1. Group 1, go. So it's a shorter time for these this time. Really use your arms to help come up out of this jump. Keep going, 10 seconds. Looking good. Group 2, get ready. 3, 2, 1, go. That's it, well done. So I'm doing a bit of a sort of double arm swing to get my self-purpose jump. It's a good running exercise, this, believe it or not. Well done. 10 seconds. Group 1, get ready for your kneeling press. So get your band or your weight ready. Kneel down. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Group 1, kneeling press. Keeping your bum tucked under, keep your core engaged. So really pull your tummy into your spine. Looking good. That's fab, well done. I'm doing a pretend weight now. 5 seconds. Group 2, get ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Excellent, well done. And again, if you've got a heavy weight or you're finding your band quite hard work and you can't do 30 seconds, that's fine. Cut it a bit short. Well done, keep going. 10 seconds. Group 1, get ready for goblet squats or deadlifts. Group 1, get ready. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Charlotte, is that a Superman pajama outfit? Yes, you've got a superhero in the room. And that's what we all need at the moment. We're all superheroes. Right, 5 seconds. Group 2, get ready. Goblet squats or deadlifts. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Amazing. I've seen a little photograph of you all. You look really cool. I'll show you this later on. 10 seconds. Group 1, get ready for push-off press-ups. 3, 2, 1, off we go. So we're doing 2 rounds of this like this. I'm not going to give you any rest in between, but we'll have a good cool down afterwards. Hopefully heart rates are up now. Lovely, let's have a look. Looking good, well done. 10 seconds, group 2, get ready. 3, 2, 1, off you go. I can really feel my upper back working now. So I'm going to give you quite a lot of upper body stuff over the next few weeks. Because if you're anything like me, upper body strength is just gone. 10 seconds to go. So group 1, you're back to kettlebell swings or ground to overhead. If you're not happy doing kettlebell swings, if you can feel your back working, do ground to overhead instead. Off you go, group 1, ground to overhead or kettlebell swings. I'm going to swing this. Okay. I'm doing ground to overhead now with a pretend weight because I can't lift a weight above my head in here. Well done, looking good. Group 2, 10 seconds. Get ready. 3, 2, 1, group 2, go. Hannah, that pack of water is quite heavy, isn't it? If anyone on Rywood Road runs out of water, go and see Hannah. 10 seconds, group 1, get ready. Jumping split squats, last set of these, thank goodness. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Keep going. Good. Remember, a short stride will mean you can move quickly, but if you want to make it more challenging, make it a bigger stride. 5 seconds, group 2, get ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Beautiful, well done. Good. You're doing really well with these. They're not very nice. 10 seconds. So group 1, get ready for kneeling press. Lily, your dog's helping. And go, kneeling press. This is one thing I miss about seeing you as a group at the school. It's the dogs and the children. Well done. Presses look really good. If your arm's really fatigued on this last set, you can rest a bit early if you need to. 5 seconds. Group 2, get ready. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Group 2. Well done. Remember to keep your bum tucked under, core engaged. 10 seconds. Group 1, get ready. Goblet squats or deadlifts. And 3, 2, 1, off you go. So it's goblet squats unless your knees hurt, and then do deadlifts. Looking good. So if you are on deadlift, just watch your upper back. Make sure that you're not moving too low. Hips and shoulders should be the same height at the end of the movement. All right, group 2, get ready. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Looking good, well done. Ten seconds. Group 1, push off press ups. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Last set of these. Good. Ten seconds. Group 2, get ready. 3, 2, 1. Group 2, go. Push off press ups. Good. Well done. So group 1, you can sit down and wait for group 2 to finish. Group 2, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Right. Last minute of work before we stretch. Everyone together. I want you to sit down. Legs out straight in front of you. Toes up. Nice tall chest. We're going to do 3 sets of seated arm drive sprints. So start slowly. Arms driving nice and slowly. And when I say go, you're going to do a 10-second sprint. When I mean that, I mean I want you to drive your arms as hard as you can, so you're kind of bouncing off the floor. We're going to do 3 of those, then we're done. 3, 2, 1, go. Sprint hard. Yes, keep going. 2, 1, and rest. Oh my God. That certainly gets your heart rate up, doesn't it? Get ready, go. I'm glad I've got a soft floor. And rest. You look great doing this. One more set. And go. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Done. Lie on your back. Gentle bridges. Arms down by your side. Push your hips up. Roll your back down. We'll do this for 30 seconds, then we're going to stretch. Well done this morning. Let's go that way. Linda, both the dogs on top of you now. That's why I can't have mine in here with me. All right, and then roll onto your front. Child pose. Hooray. Down you go. Then make sure that your thumbs on your heels, reaching forward. So once you're in position, just pull your fingers forward a little bit more. Try and increase the stretch in your back. Good, and then put your hands under your shoulders, push up into cat stretch. And then kneel up, bring one foot forward, tuck your hips under and push forward. If that's not enough of a stretch, just take your front leg forward a little bit more, reset and go again to make the stretch a little bit deeper. Well done. So I've got my right leg forward. I'm going to take my left arm now and just reach over. And then change sides. So other leg forward, tuck your bum under, push forward. Good. And then reach across. And then release. Glute stretch. So either do this in straight arm plank, your leg underneath you, or you can sit if you want to. You can do a seated stretch. Well done. Good. Then when we get to this glute stretch, just do any one that you know that you can do safely for your knees, or just carry on letting the dog lick sweat off you. Change sides. Good, well done. Then release, slowly stand up. Take one arm across your body. Keep it as straight if you want to. You're trying to get a stretch across the back of your shoulder. However you're doing it, just make sure that your back's not arching, so keep your bum tucked under. Well done. And then change sides. And then last one hand inside the other, in front of your shoulders, just push forward, let your head drop down to your chest. So hopefully you can feel a bit of a stretch across the back of your neck as well. And let your arms drop, do a few shoulder rolls back, and you're done. Well done. I hope you have an exciting Saturday. What are your plans? Staying in?
Thanks, Catherine.
Not working.
Not
working. Me too.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, take care,
thanks so much.
Catherine. Thank you.
Well done. See
Hey,
you later.
Catherine, I'm loving your professional outfit there with the motif behind. It's so pro.
I love it. It's almost like I know what I'm doing almost at last.
Yeah, it's very cool. Very cool.
It's really nice to work in here and not in a tent. I've got a lot of love for the tent, but this is better, definitely.
Yeah,
I'm not missing it.
It's very good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
it was all ready, but to bring clients in.
Yeah.
Oh well, at least I've got a good place to do online stuff.
We'll have clients eventually,
it'll come
Catherine.
around.
Yeah, I know. Was the Wi-Fi okay?
The sound quality's a bit fuzzy.
It's not brilliant, is it?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
I mean, as in, it's fine when I don't have children in the room.
Yeah, no, because you actually sound fuzzy to me as well, so I need to look at that. I think the connection between this and the GoPro isn't as good, so I need to look at that. It doesn't play back as well on recordings either. So that's a job for tech support today.
Hello, Simon.
I'll go and get him out of bed.
Thank you so much, Catherine.
See you later. Have a lovely weekend.
Have a good day.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. See you later.
Right, where's the term as you go?
Bye.
Bye.